In this video, I'm gonna show you how to start a t-shirt printing business, which is gonna allow you to create almost anything you can imagine using only a heat press in 15 seconds. Let's go. As the timer counts down, let's start off with the supplies that you're gonna need, beginning with t-shirt blanks. Now you can pick these up from a wholesale supplier. We're actually using Street Crafter heavyweight blanks here. Next, you'll need press art sheets, which allow you to easily press your art onto any fabric. You'll see how this is used throughout the video. And last but not least is a heat press. Now the best model is the one that you can afford. Now we'll be talking in detail about the different options that are available, but as long as it gets hot, you should be good to go. Now, it's never been an easier time to start a t-shirt printing business from home or even print your clothing brand from home. With Press Art DTF sheets, you can actually print in full color. There's no minimum order quantities, and you can literally get as creative as you need, and you can start with using just a home iron. Now, there are some important things that you need to know before you start uploading art to our own website at streetcrafter.com or using a different supplier. There's some very important things you need to know about art that I want to start by discussing with you right now. One thing that you need to keep in mind about this process is that you need to have a high resolution art file. The better the art, the more vibrant and quality is going to come out for you. So you really need to be around a 300 DPI and 5,000 by 5,000 pixels on every design that you're creating. And the reason for this, guys, is that the higher the art, the higher and better the quality of your film. Sometimes if you go with low resolution, you might get some pixelation that looks like a Nintendo Entertainment graphic versus a PS5 graphic that looks sharp and really nice. So you definitely want to upload good quality art to get incredible results. Now, another thing that you should also consider doing is if you're working with designs like the one that we are working in this video, either vectorizing it or have solid, clean edges. Now, it's very important when it comes to using press art sheets that you have clean edges because the glue is what's being applied to it. And in a few minutes, you guys will see how that comes out and what that means, but just make sure that you have some clean edges and it's high resolution graphic. And after receiving this roll, all you got to do is cut out around your designs. Now in this sheet, we actually had a couple of different types of art, from neck labels to small prints to big prints. So if you're doing a large production run, I do recommend that you organize all of your cuts into bins or folders to just make it a lot easier to find when you're actually ready to start printing. Next thing you're going to need is a heat press. Now, as long as it gets hot and up to 320 degrees Fahrenheit, that is the key to getting a perfect print. Now, I oftentimes get asked, what is the difference between a $200 heat press on Amazon and a $700 or a $3,000 heat press you could buy professionally? Now, the key difference that's involved within those different price points is usually the size of the platen, how big of an area you can print on, as well as the quality of the coils inside. So for example, the heat press we have is a 16 by 20. What this means is that we could press up to a 16 by 20 inch press at one at a time. If you go with the smaller press, you might need to hit a couple different times, and that causes a little bit of shifting in your art, and it's just an overall headache. But the other difference is the quality of the coils. Coils dictate how hot a heat press will get and how even the heat distributes. So if you guys are watching right now, we actually had a little temperature gun, and we're actually showing the different heating temperatures within a heat press. So you need to keep these things in mind, as sometimes if it's not heating evenly or has the right amount of pressure, you're gonna have issues with this printing method or any printing method in general. Now, if these price points between the heat presses are a little intimidating, guys, there really is no excuses, because you could start with using just an iron. And irons like this you could pick up from Walmart between $20 to $30. It's actually better that you get the lower grade ones because they just have one temperature setting: hot. And these get up to 400 degrees and is literally all you need to start printing t-shirts from home. Now, the only difference between this and a heat press is obviously you need to provide the pressure. This provides the heat, but your arms are going to be that clamp. So keep that in mind, but there's absolutely no excuse as to why you can't start printing from home now. So once you got the heat press up to temperature, you want to make sure that you can clamp it down with firm to medium pressure. Now, the degrees here is 315 for 15 seconds. Now, what's happening as you're pressing is that the press art sheet is now sticking to the fibers of the shirt and is sticking through it with glue that's actually located on the back of the sheet. So the front of the sheet, you'll see color. On the back, you'll see white. That's actually glue that needs to get heated. Now, once the timer goes out, you'll want to take the shirt off carefully, set it to the side. You could even set it on its face in order for it to cool down. Now, once you peel the design, it should be completely off the sheet. So you shouldn't see any other graphics on the sheet. It should all be on your shirt. Now, if you're having issues peeling and maybe it's getting stuck, typically what this means is that your heat press wasn't to temperature or the pressure wasn't enough. So if you're using a home iron, you may encounter these problems. Now, another great part about using this method is that you can actually fill up your sheet and set different items that you may use for production. So for example, if you're printing on t-shirts, you may want to rip the label out of the t-shirt and apply your own clothing label. So what we did for our sheets here is we actually filled it up with all of the sizes from small, medium, extra large, double XL. And we literally got a bunch, at least 10 of 20 of each. It's incredible. You could fit a lot of these. And with those cut out, we're now able to press them. And when it comes to printing on neck labels, you're going to want to use a little heat press like this one. This one allows you to get right inside of the neck area, and you do want to make sure that you also hold down the press art sheet with some blue tape or heat tape. Now this blue masking tape works great. It works just as good as heat tape, and it's available at like Lowe's and Home Depot. And within 10 to 12 seconds, you now are able to peel it. Now, like I mentioned earlier, guys, glue is what's holding on the design to the shirt. So you need to have glue embed into the fibers of the shirt. Now, if your lines are way too thin, this means that there's no glue on those lines. You may see the lines on the sheet, but there's very minimal glue. So I highly encourage that you guys go with a line thickness that's a little bit more like the bottom of the neck label in this example versus the top. Because if you're looking at the top of this label, you'll see that it's already started to peel a little bit. So you don't want to have any problems, guys. You want to be able to have your products last more than 50 washes and more than 2 years. So if you want to have similar results, make sure that you guys are designing for this method, which means that you should at least have 3 pixels in your design to make sure that the glue is adhering right to the design. Now, if you do that and you have consistent pressure, you're going to have no problem whatsoever making some quality prints from home. Now, as you can see here, guys, we got a completed shirt from a front hit, back hit, and even inside labels. And this was all made possible from home. You can literally replicate this from your bedroom, garage, or using just an iron. Because over the years, we heard a lot of you guys say, hey, the manufacturing price is too high. I don't have a profit. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. We wanted to assist you guys in cutting out a lot of the issues that you had by shipping you the supplies that you needed so you can start making money printing from home. Because now you get the margins and you also get the quality that a professional print shop would. In this example with a t-shirt, a very basic t-shirt, you might be able to pick up for around $4, and the print cost on something like this is somewhere around 30 cents. So all in, you got about a $4.30 shirt that you printed. And if you're able to resell this for 15, 20 bucks, those margins are yours to keep. So keep those things in mind. And I encourage that you guys check out streetcrafter.com through the links in the description down below. We included a very special discount there so you guys can start sampling and start testing out this product. We've loved working with every single one of you guys, and we're looking forward to seeing your brand and business grow next.